You've got the ring. Now what?
Hi, I'm Billy,
And I'm Adrian.
and welcome to Magnolia Court. This is our third episode, and today we're going to focus on the different things you need to keep in mind before you start your planning. Specifically, the parameters that you set going into the whole the conversation that you're going to have to begin the planning of your wedding. And obviously, it's going to start with some questions that you have to address. Is that right, Matt?
Absolutely.
Yes. What kind of questions are involved in this conversation, Adrian?
I think the most important questions are when, where, and who does what.
All right. Let's talk about when.
Well, we've been in business for 20 years this month. I just want to say that. And I've learned a lot from my customers. But you have to decide on a season. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. And you have to think about the different things that go on during those seasons. Yes.
Each one has its own holidays and events.
Exactly. You also have to remember about school. Some of my clients already have kids before they were getting married that are in high school. Graduation, think about that. Or, gosh, there's football, baseball, soccer. They're in a lot of leagues.
Sure, they create conflict. It could create conflict with your wedding party or with your guests, all of that.
Or if the bride and groom are in school, in college, they have to think about graduation season.
And football games, UL, LSU, we've had a lot of that over the years.
Exactly.
You'd be surprised how much conflict that can create.
And your work schedule, the time you have off, when you can take off, if it's convenient. You have to think about that.
Sure.
Vacation time, make sure you have that vacation time. Yeah.
Okay.
Where?
Where? Yes, where? And I think when you say where, it doesn't mean where you're going to have it.
Not the venue. I'm not talking the venue.
Right,
We're not talking the venue. Let's say he's from another city than Lafayette, and she's from another city than Lafayette, but they ended up here. So, are you going to have it in his city? Might be Lake Charles. Her city might be Baton Rouge. Or are you going to have it where you live now, Lafayette? So you have to consider all of those.
And those are hard. That's a hard question. That's a hard decision to make.
Because somebody has to travel.
Somebody's going to travel, right? And usually your parents.
Yeah.
One of the parents, right?
Or both.
Yeah, that's a tough question.
So that's important to talk about.
That makes total sense.
Who does what?
Who does what? What does that mean?
Well, you and your fiance have to have a conversation about who is going to take care of the planning. Will it be...
Or bears the largest share, or what the division of labor?
I've had some couples that the fiance, one of them will say, I don't want to do anything, you do everything. Whatever you want is fine with me, baby.
I bet you there's a lot of grooms like that.
What grooms or other significant others. Yes. And some of them are like Maggie and Ronnie. They had a conversation, my daughter Maggie and her husband Ronnie, about who's going to be in charge of liquor, food, transportation, music, all of that. And so they decided that they didn't want to have everybody travel by a limousine. They they had a large wedding party, so it would have been split up to two. So they got a trolley.
They went with a trolley.
Yeah.
To incorporate the whole group.
And then I've had a bride that's been on a budget that her must-have was my wedding dress. It was important that she's got the one of her dreams.
And that's, I guess, I've heard you and Maggie talk about non-negotiables. I guess that fits in.
That's what I
That's what
mean.
you're talking
Yeah.
about, those kind of things.
And
I
sure enough, I
this
have-
is not negotiable. This is one part that has to be there.
And so what she did was she got the wedding dress of her dreams, and it was a third of her budget. But they did all of the food, all the decorating, so
That's what they
They were
wanted.
happy.
That's what they
That's
did.
what they
Okay.
wanted.
And it was
Exactly.
decided right out front.
not
out
right or
front.
wrong, whatever you want is good.
Okay.
But you have to have a conversation to know what y'all both want. Yeah.
Right. Sure. And the other part of that who question is who's paying? Who's paying for this?
Yes.
We have a lot of our customers, a lot of our couples are paying for it themselves because we do cater to do-it-yourselfers. But you have many, many, many other layers of
Oh, there's
payment.
many options, many options. What if you have parents, whether it be one parent from the bride or the groom or significant others? Are they paying for it? Are they helping you pay for it? And if they are, what do they expect from the money that they put up?
Yeah, in other words, I'm paying for this. I expect this.
Exactly. I've had clients that they booked with me, the mom's paying for it, and they're sitting in front of me on the second visit arguing about what the mom wants and what the bride wants. And then I've had a bride come in and say, my mom's paying for it, whatever she wants. I know they've had that conversation, and that's awesome. You don't want to have a family problem over your wedding. It's not worth it.
And there are varying degrees throughout the spectrum of all the brides, couples.
Exactly. So if your parents are helping you pay for this, you need to know what their expectations are
Yeah, good to know that before you even begin.
before you even begin. That's very important.
Okay, yeah, well, it's all a lot of helpful information, I think.
I think it is. I can tell when my clients, when they sit with me and I ask them questions, I can tell if they've had this conversation. And gosh, at least 70% have not. And it's very important. You're working as a team. Start working as a team right away.
Yeah, important stuff to discuss, and that's how it starts. Have a plan before the plan.
Yeah, you're right.
You know. Okay, well, that kind of covers it all as far
I
as
think
as
so.
far as this last
I think
aspect.
so.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us at Magnolia Court. Once again, I'm Billy,
And I'm Adrian.
and this is brought to you by Magnolia Court. Where
Wedding dreams come true.
thanks, guys.
Thank you. Be sure to tune in to our next podcast. And if you have any questions or comments, please email me at magnoliacourt@cox.net. I'd love to hear from you.